Hello, I welcome you all to today's lesson. So this is our second lesson, and I believe yesterday's week a lot of you made some mistakes here and there, which is a sign that we've not understood very well on how to go about these things. So in today's lesson, I believe you are going to understand. We are going to go a bit deeper than we went yesterday, and I believe you are going to understand. So what you need to know and get, I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. I said that if you are having these symbols, have you seen these are the two symbols? So this is less than. The way I've written it, this is less than. The reason why we are making those mistakes is because of these same symbols. This is less than, this is greater than. Then we've got this one like this. We also have this one like that. This is greater than or equal to. This is less than or equal to. So when do we apply these inequalities? We apply these inequalities when we are having a broken line or a dotted line. Then when do we apply this? When we are having a solid line. This is what I said yesterday. So I want you to get this and understand this. So I'm going to put down a simple example here just to illustrate on how to go about these things, how to answer them. So you are having something like this. Let's say this is y, this is x, this is y. Then you are having here we've got a 2. Then a line is here like this. This is a line. Then this is the part that is shaded. This is the part that is shaded. So the first thing you need to do is to write a boundary equation. So what is the boundary equation? You say x, it is cutting the what? The x-axis. So you say x is equal to what? X is equal to 2. It is cutting the, this is the x-axis. Have you seen? This is the x-axis. So it is cutting the x-axis at x is equal to 2. This is what I've done. So after you do this now, you check which part have they shaded. This part, numbers are increasing. Here you know the numbers are reducing. So you don't get the part which is shaded. You get the opposite part. So they have shaded greater than, so we are going to get less. So we are going to have x less than 2. Why have I said less than instead of less than or equal to? Because this is a dotted line. Then if it is a dotted line, we are supposed to use these inequalities which I said here. So the inequality of this line here, it is this one. So this is how you get to answer such a question. We get the opposite of what we are given. So we always get the opposite of what we are given. So let's say you're having something like here. Let's say this is a 6. So then there is a line that is passing here. This is a line that is passing here. Then the part which they've shaded this part, the down part. See? So don't say lines are confusing you because you are going to encounter a lot of inequalities in an exam. So you only focus on the inequality that you want or the inequality that you are taught to find. So the inequality that we are going to get according to this line, are we going to say x is equal to 6? Is this correct? No, this is not correct. Because this is cutting the y-axis. This is the y-axis. It is cutting the y-axis. So it is y is equal to what? 6. This is the first thing that you need to do. Y is equal to 6. Like this, you do this. Y is equal to 6. After saying that y is equal to 6, you check. This is a solid line. So already you know that you are going to use one of these two. So which part have they shaded? They have shaded the down part. Here, 5 is here. 2 is here. Have you seen? So here numbers are reducing. So they've shaded the lesser part where numbers are reducing. So we will get the opposite. This is greater. So get the opposite. They've shaded the down part. You get the part which is not shaded. This is what? Greater. So I'm going to use greater. Y greater than or equal to 6. I'm done. So these are the things that I wanted you to do. This is how you need to do this, and this is how you need to work out this. This is a nice topic, as I told you yesterday. This carries 5 marks in paper 1. So we've started with paper 1, where we want to get all the 5 marks. I want to teach you this, and I want you to understand. So understand it at your very best, such that if you enter an exam room, you won't forget about this. Everything that we are covering, I mean, I can't teach you things that you won't find in an exam. No. Everything we are doing, everything we've covered, you are going to encounter those questions in an exam. So I want you to get this, and I want you to pay much attention to this. So now, in today's lesson, I want to advance and talk about another thing that I want you to get. So once you understand this, then this topic becomes simple. So this is what I'm going to start with. So you are given something like this. This is a bit different from what we did. Once you understand this, then everything becomes simple. This is what you are having. You know that this is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. So let's say here we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, like that. Then you are having a line that is passing through here, like this. Have you seen? This is the line. Then they've shaded this part. Passing through there and there. Have you seen? So if I ask you to say, where is this line cutting? Is it the x-axis or the y-axis? Where is it cutting? Is it the x-axis or the y-axis? The answer is that it is cutting both axes. So in other words, what I mean is that when a line like what we were doing yesterday, when you just see a line like this, a straight line, this is an horizontal line. It only cuts one axis, which is the y-axis. Have you seen? So whenever you see a line that is like this, just know that you are going to say that y is equal to something. Have you seen? Like, so any line that will be like this, just know that you are going to say y is equal to where it is cutting. And then any line that will be like this is a vertical line. This is a vertical line. So you are going to say x is equal to, this is what we are doing, x is equal to what? Something. But when you see a line that is making a slope, you know what a slope is. Like this. There is a slope like this. This is not a vertical line. This is not an horizontal line. It is making a slope. This is a slope. There is a slope here. Mathematically, we say this is a gradient. It is making what? A gradient. So what you need to do for you to find the inequality of a line that is making a gradient or that is a slope, you need to find the gradient of that line. So you need to get 2 points that are within the same line that is making a slope. So any line that you are going, as long as it is not straight, it is not vertical, and as long as it is not horizontal. So horizontal like this, as long as the line is not like this, as long as the line is not like this, then you need to find the gradient of that line for you to know the inequality that you are talking about. So in this case, we are going to find the gradient. So like we started with the coordinate geometry. How to find the gradient? It's very simple. When you're given this, so how do you find the gradient? You get 2 points that are within the same line. So the points that you are able to see that here, have you seen here? I'm able to see that it is passing through 4 here. Then it is passing through a 6 there. So what is the coordinate that are here? What are the coordinates? The coordinates which are here, this is, have you seen, this is the x-axis. In the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So this is 4, 0. This is the x-axis. In the x-axis, y is 0. As long as the coordinate is lying on this axis, y is what? 0. So this is it. Then we move here. So this is the first coordinate that I found. I move to the other coordinate like this. Have you seen? As long as the line is in the y-axis, this is called the y-axis. As long as it is in this axis, the y-axis, which means that x is 0. So a coordinate that is there, a coordinate that there is 0, 6. That's a coordinate which is there. Because in the y-axis, x is 0. And in the x-axis, y is 0. So a coordinate which is here, is this one. Have you seen this one? And the coordinate which is there is that one which I've written there. So I'm able to get these two coordinates. So I've gotten 4, 0 and 0, 6. These are the two coordinates that I've gotten. So you can start with the n of the two. So you can say this is x1, this is y1. This is x2, this is y2, like this. You can do this. So if maybe you can be having questions like, how did you know that this is x1, this is y1? You don't need to worry about that. You can start with anything. You can put this x1, y1, x2, y2. There is no problem as long as you put them in an ordered pair like this. You can't say this is x1, then you say this is x2. No, x1, y1. If this is x2, the other one will be y2 in that order. Then you find the gradient. You find the what? The gradient. So you need to find the gradient. So the gradient is given by the formula. You say m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, like that. That's how we get to find the gradient. Where you say, so you continue and say gradient is equal to, so I want you to understand this. The first thing that I've said, get coordinates. After getting coordinates, find the gradient. So you find the gradient. How do we find the gradient here? You say y2. What is your y2? 6. Minus, what is your y1? What is our y1? y1, 0. I'm just getting the data which is given there. Over, what is my x2? 0. Minus, what is my x1? x1 is 4, like that. So what answer am I getting here if I evaluate? I'm going to have 6 over negative 4. This is what I'm going to get. Have you seen? So after getting that, after reaching that step, you say gradient is now equal to what? Gradient is now equal to what? Gradient is now equal to, what is the gradient? Gradient is equal to what? Which number can go into 6 and 4? It is 2. 2 there, it is 3. Over 2 into 4, it is 2. Then a negative comes here. So the answer is negative 3 over 2. The negative, it can't be down. Put it on top. So the answer is negative 3 over 2. That is your what? That is your gradient. So we've just done the first step. So the first step is finding the gradient. After you find the gradient, then you write this formula. So y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So I want you to master this formula. We've got two formulas that we get to use, but under coordinate geometry, I did this one. So I don't want to confuse you. I want you to be used to one way of answering questions. So that's the reason why in mathematics, if you have a lot of mentors, you can easily confuse yourself. Not that the people that are teaching you are bad or they don't know, but it is because of a lot of mentors that you have. I'm giving you this formula. This is not to say this is the only formula that we get to use. We've got a lot of formulas under this. But me, all my teachings, if I'm taught to find a line, I use this formula. So under coordinate geometry, I taught you on how to find the parallel line and perpendicular line. This is the same formula that we were using. So it's more like you are also going to remember what we covered on that part. I don't want to bring in other formulas. I want you to be used to these same standard formulas. But another teacher can give you another way of answering this. This is not to say they are wrong. No. That's how they think the formula they are using is easy. So this one, you just substitute the y which you are able to see here and the x which is there. These two are constants. They won't change. So you say y minus. This is y1. You go back to what you said. What is your y1 if you check? y1, what is your y1? 0. y1 is 0. So you put your 0 there. You put a 0. Put a 0, which is equal to. What is your gradient? Your gradient, what is your gradient? This is your gradient. Negative 3 over 2 x minus. I told you that this is a constant. What is your x1? What is your x1? Your x1. What is your x1? You check. Check. What is your x1? 4. You put your 4 there. You put your what? Your 4 there. You put your 4 there. You do this. Then you evaluate this thing that you've now found. Y minus 0. This is y, which is equal to. But whenever you see y minus 2, someone will say negative y. Avoid those mistakes. Y minus 2, you cannot evaluate them. Those are unlike terms. So this part, you start multiplying. Negative 3 times x. That is negative 3 over 2. Then you put your x there. Where then you are done with this part. Then this same one multiplied with that one. So you say negative 3 over 2. Negative 3 times negative 4. That is positive 12. Over what? 2. That is down there. Have you seen? So you multiply 3 times 4. That is 12. Then over 2. This is what you need to do. So this is what we've done. So this equation now, this is the boundary. Like those vertical and horizontal line, we are saying y is equal to something. And according to this, the line, this is what we found. So if you look at this, before you even continue, before you even proceed, if you look at this, 2 can 2 go into 12 without leaving a remainder? Yes. 2 into 12, it is 6. So instead of writing 12 over 2, it's better you just put a 6 there. Just one and the same. Put a 6. You divide, put a 6. So after you reach here, whenever you just reach here, then you are done with the first part. The second one will be very simple. You just conclude. You now go back to your question. You look at the inequality. You analyze the inequality that is given. So which part have they shaded? First thing, you observe that this is a what? A solid line. So you are going to use this one or this one. This is what you are going to use. So either you use this one that is here or this one that is there. So now, what we are going to do is this. So this part here, they've shaded which part. So whenever you are having a gradient, it is very easy to get the inequality. If you check, this is the upper part. This is the down part. So just do this. Which part have they shaded? They've shaded the upper part. This is on top. Have you seen? So they've shaded the top part. You get the opposite. So if they've shaded the top part, you get the opposite, which is less. So less. So you just get less. So it is less. So your answer is what? Y less than or equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 6. Plus a what? Plus a 6. This is your answer. Like that, you are done. So this is how you need to answer. Hope you've seen all the methods that I've used, all the procedures that I've used. Don't skip any method. The first thing I did, I got the coordinates. So this is the first thing that I did. The first thing I did, I got the coordinates which are there. I get these coordinates that are within the same line. So if there was a coordinate given there, I'm supposed to use the same coordinate if I want. As long as a coordinate I'm getting is along the line, this line that is there, this line that is there, just like that. This is what you need to do. So after you get the coordinates, you find the gradient. After you find the gradient, we found the gradient to be negative 3 over 2. After you find the gradient, this one is called the general equation for all straight lines. You write the general equation for all straight lines. After writing the general equation for all straight lines, you start substituting the gradient that you found and a coordinate you have, which is x1 and y1. This is what you need to do. This is interesting. As long as you just follow the procedures that I've told you, then everything becomes easy. So let me give you a question, just one question I see. So this is just one question that I want you to see. I just want to know. So you see if you've understood this or not. One question. So just a question. You need to see by yourself. So what I told you was this, just to give you. So if a line is like this, they've shaded the part, the upper part. So are you supposed to get the upper part? No, you get the less. So it is less. You get the less than symbol. If it is like this, they've shaded this one. This is the less part. Are you going to get the less part? No, you get the greater than part. The part which they have not shaded, you always get the opposite. That's the concept. You get the what? The opposite. You always need to get the opposite. You get the opposite. Have you seen? So this is what I want you to do. So just one question. I'm just going to give you just a question. So write 2 inequalities. Write 2 inequalities below. So just write 2 inequalities below which are shown here. So I'm going to do this. Like that. So I'm going to say 2, 5, 8, 10. 5, 10, 12, like that. So we are having a line that is passing through here. This is a dotted line. This is a dotted line passing through here and there. I believe you know what I mean. So like this, we do something like that. Then this another one, it will be here. So I'm going to do this. This is passing through here. The part which is shaded is this part. This is the part shaded. This is how you're going to be finding questions in your exams. Have you seen? So hope you are able to see. Hope you've seen how I've written this. This is 8, this is 12. This line is passing through this and like that. So I want you to give me 2 inequalities which are here. So I'm waiting for these answers. Give me 2 inequalities which are here. So hope you've understood, and I want you to get this part. So let's make sure that we do the correct thing, and we work on time. You don't need a lot of time to answer this. So we answer this, we submit before 21 hours. So let's submit this before 21. This is a 25-minute lesson, and you've got over 35 minutes to answer this before 21 hours. So let's answer this and submit in my inbox. Like I always tell you, these are private lessons. Don't make a mistake of sharing to any person that is not under my mentorship. Don't make a mistake of sharing to a person that is not under my teachings. So unless if I forward a lesson like I've done to you, that's when you can view it. But as long as I haven't shared the link, you can not access it. You cannot find it anywhere. So do me a favor by not sharing this to any person. If you know a person that wants tuitions, introduce them to me so that I can help them. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for your answers in my inbox.